Alright, so this was a request from a Reddit user. They wanted me to look at Jon Jones through the lens of karate. Just to get some things out of the way first, I'm looking at Jon Jones not as if he trained at a karate school and fought in MMA, but I'm looking at it as someone who believes that combat is just human movement, and if you're able to find commonalities between styles, then your growth potential would be unlimited. So why don't I show karate techniques with actual karate people? Maybe I'm looking for specific examples that I find directly from sport combat like MMA or the UFC. That's why I show a lot of techniques outside of karate schools and karate drills. As you guys know, most karate schools aren't that great. Unfortunate to say, but that's the state of karate nowadays. So I always advocate for people I train with or people I've taught in the past to cross train. At the end of the day, it's all human movement. It is all just arms and limbs and physics and knowing how to fight against an opponent. So I'd break this video up into two sections, strategies and techniques. So Jon Jones is a master of distance management, which is super important in a sport and in any combat where a mistake can lead to you getting knocked out or hurt or fatally wounded in self-defense. And what's great about Jon Jones' style is that it relates so much to the Naihanchi katas, which in the karate world is a clinch fighting kata. So you have your arms out there as feelers, you have elbows when you close the distance, and then you also have trips and sweeps when you're in a very tight grappling range or clinch range. So the idea here is you want to stay as far away from your opponent's weapons as possible, and you want to close the distance on your terms, not be surprised by them closing the distance on you. You want to be able to back up when you need to. You want to be able to enter when you need to. And if you can't enter, you need to have some long range weapons to keep them away. So in keeping with this distance management strategy, Jon Jones is able to use lower kicks that are found in katas, like this kick here, this oblique kick that he does all the time that is found in Naihanchi. It's great when it's aimed at the knees, anywhere below the hip, to keep the opponent at bay as they're trying to move in with their footwork to close the distance on you. Another way Jon Jones is great at managing his distance like a karate guy is using his long limbs or his arms in general as feelers while still maintaining enough distance away to avoid being hit by anything substantial. So because of his long limbs, he's able to use his hands and reach them forward to have that touch sensitivity with his opponent, and he's able to feel where his opponent is going. So if you guys ever trained in a gi, you know when somebody gets grips on you, they pretty much have a hold on where you're going to go and know where you are going based on that sensitivity on your collar, on your belt, on your sleeve, etc. Having some type of connection to your opponent in MMA, in karate, or in self-defense allows you to feel where they are going to go next. And that gives you some sensitivity to their intention. It also allows you to react a little faster. So you want to think your reaction time and your eyes degrade over time, but your feeling, your sensitivity would actually increase over time. A lot of fighters, a lot of strategies where they maintain a distance and bounce back and forth, like a lot of karate practitioners, those reaction times actually degrade over time. So the sooner you have some type of feeler on your opponent, the easier it is for you to feel their intention and feel where they're going to go next. And Jon Jones does great with this by having his arms out and doing it in a way that it is not aggressive. So if you threw your hands out and try to grab somebody, they're going to react to that pretty aggressively because you are aggressive. But if your hands are out there kind of relaxed and in a way you're kind of lulling them into a sense of false sense of security, not only do you have a feeler on them, they also feel no threat from you, and that's when you can take over the fight and actually get a jump on them. And Jon Jones does this very well because he has a long range elbow. All these things can be seen in karate, where you are throwing an elbow from a distance using your stances, or you're grabbing someone behind the head or behind the arm and pulling them into an elbow with your other hand. Now, finally, once the distance is closed, Jon Jones's clinch game is very good. He's able to throw elbows, uppercuts, and knees whenever he wants, and he's also steering his opponent around. So he's not just standing still, He's using his footwork and his stances to move the opponent around and try to get a more advantageous position. And also, since Jon Jones has a background in wrestling, once he's in the clinch range, he's going to be looking for trips and sweeps, or single legs and double legs, etc. But he's trying to take his opponent down and finish the fight on the ground if he can, and use his grappling skills and use his weight and strength to his advantage. So all these trips are found in karate as well. And I really hope this video provides some insight into how I process martial arts. Karate is movement, martial art is movement, and just finding similarities between how things work is kind of my goal in life, and trying to show that to the world. And at the end of the day, since it's all the same, the only difference is how we train. So the more karate guys can cross-train and find different ways to learn sports science and learn different methodologies of teaching, the more karate can become more relevant and less of a laughing stock in the martial arts world. Peace.